Greetings everybody, my name is Captain Jonas Seeker and welcome back to another challenge with Challenge 405 for North America, and we have a Legacy of Nightmares, some kind of pet build for a witch doctor. Like we have thankfully the Legacy of Nightmares buff. Well, this is your only item set bonus. Every ancient item you have equipped increases your damage dealt by 750% and reduces your damage taken by 4%. Alright, we have Pain Enhancer critical. Hits cause the enemy to bleed for 5400% weapon damage at physical every 3 seconds. Gain Blood Frenzy, granting you 3% increased attack speed for each bleeding enemy within 20 yards. There's nothing in the cube. We do not have a sanctified item. So sadly enough, this build is basically But then again, it somewhat works. You're gonna be like very slow. You can do it quite fast if you have like the hands of it down. So what I want you to do is like walk up enemies, and then you're gonna activate your Soul Harvest. Soul Harvest, feed on the life force of enemies within 18 yards, gain 3% intelligence for 30 seconds for each affected enemy. This stacks up to 5 times. Harvest enemies also take 640% weapon damage as physical. Then what I want you to do as well is like you're gonna haunt also enemies, because every haunted enemy haunt 2 enemies with spirits dealing 4000% weapon damage as cold over 12 seconds. Either enemy dies. If either enemy dies, the spirit will haunt another nearby enemy. So basically you try to keep your haunt stacking up on enemies so it keeps going, right? And you're also gonna activate your Plague Toads, release a handful of yellow toads, deal 190% damage. You're also gonna activate your zombie dogs, your Wall of Death, preferably on anything that's like related here, and then also your Gargantuan. And on top of that, it's just pray you do not die, because man oh man, you're squishy. Alright guys, without further ado, let's get into the Rift. Alright guys, here we go. Challenge Rift 405. As said in the very beginning, it's a long one, right? You're also very, very squishy, so keep that in mind. So the moment you enter, you're gonna activate your zombie dogs, your Soul Harvests, your Wall of Death, your Gargantuan, and then you keep spamming your Haunt and your Frogs. And that's all you have to do. But be known that everything needs to keep applying. As long as your Haunt keeps jumping, it keeps doing damage. And that is the most important thing, that it keeps doing damage. That way, everything keeps dying. Once again, we do not have any pickup radius, so we need to be sure on that. Alright, so again, just make sure that you keep applying a Haunt and you keep activating your zombie dogs and your toads as well. So toads, Haunt, zombie dogs, and then your Wall of Death, like try to place it on an elite, that way you keep having the most amount of damage. Alright, from there on out, it's pretty straightforward. I'm taking my sweet time with this one, because for one simple reason, I can almost not play a Witch Doctor. Like that's one of the few classes in the entire game I just cannot play. But we managed to do it, we got through it. Just again, make sure you keep applying your Soul Harvest. It's gonna do damage. Make sure you keep applying your zombie dogs, your Gargantuan, your Wall of Death, your toads, and your Soul Harvest, and your Haunt. Especially your Haunt, because your Haunt is like 4000% damage. And from that point on, you basically just keep on adding towards everything. It is what it is. There's not much to do. Just keep on pushing forward. Very helpful as well for this floor is every single elite is almost at the outskirts. So it's basically just go from dot to dot. It's very easy, but again, Just make sure your wall of death keys get applied. Make sure your toes being thrown everywhere. Your haunt is constantly jumping from monster to monster. Like, the more your haunt jumps from monster to monster, the more damage you're gonna do. On the next floor is gonna be a Shrouded Moors. Again, keep in mind, you are extremely, extremely squishy. It is literally haunt, toads, gargantuan, wall of death, and if you can, try to keep your zombie dogs active as well. Like, if they die, you need to reactivate them as soon as possible. Alright, also beware of the lightning, it's very painful. Like, you literally saw my health go like down within seconds. Alright, but it remains the same through the entire rift. Almost face roll your keyboard. Right, I said as well, like, I'm taking it very slow. Doesn't mean you have to take it slow, but if you follow this tactic, you will almost have a guarantee of killing this one in one go. But again, just keep sure you keep applying everything that is needed. Wall of Death, Gargantuan, Soul Harvest, Haunt, Toads, like everything. Everything needs to be used. Basically put your head on the keyboard and roll left to right. And from that point on, like at this point, it's just trying to get the Rift Guardian to spawn, which is gonna spawn momentarily. Alright, and what do we spawn? We spawn Orlash. Alright, again, it remains the same for the entire thing. Haunt, Soul Harvest, Zombie Dogs. Alright. Just keep applying everything, and then all you have to say to Orlash at the end is, see you next week, dude. Alright guys, you just saw me clear the challenge rift. It's not gonna say pretty easy, but if you follow the right tactic, you will definitely clear it. Again, you're very squishy. It's a very weird build, but it somewhat works. Alright guys, thank you all for watching. Have a good one. Stay healthy and catch you on the next one. Bye bye.